served as an officer in the U.S. Navy for 7 years. He was stationed aboard an aircraft carrier, at the Defense Supply Center here in Columbus, and on a destroyer before coming back to business school. During his time at Fisher, Jay served in many leadership positions, including the full-time MBA Council President and Chairman of the Fisher Graduate Student Association Board. His classmates say of him, if we were more like Jay, we'd go a lot further in our careers and be much happier people. I would also add that Jay might be most likely to serve as model for an MBA action figure. After graduation, Jay plans to work for Price as a member of Global Sourcing and Supply Chain Internal Consulting Team and to continue to work on his golf game, and Columbus is a great city for that. So I'll turn it over to Jay.
So we're all stands between getting out of here. So Dean Ruck, I promise, since you're so big on time, to be done in less than the 28 minutes you allotted me. First of all, on behalf of the class of 2013, I'd like to thank the faculty and administration here at Fisher. There's no question as to why this is one of the best MBA programs in the world. It's because of their efforts and their expertise, and we very much appreciate it. Friends who are here today, particularly my wife Amanda. This is a, you know, after Dan, I gotta make sure. We couldn't do this program without the support of our loved ones, and as I was watching everyone come across the board, or across the stage, I also wanted to make sure we thanked our international students' families for their support. The business community is global, that's never going to change, and without the international students here and their family support to allow them to come to the United States for these 2 years, there's no way we'd be able to have the same experience here. So please, another thank you to our So what I want to do is kind of tie up the program a little bit for us here, reflect on what we did and try and tie together what I think is a common string that we found here. So we've gone over tons of concepts from LIFO to FIFO, debits and credits, and weighted average cost of capital, and turnover rate of return, and net present value, and Porter's five forces, and diamond analysis, and Brio analysis, and I could go on and on and on. But all of these concepts are things that we could read in a book, or that we could look up online and perhaps even see articles published by our professors. So what makes business school worth coming here? What makes it worth it, I think, is that value concept. In our second week of Professor Campbell's class, we learned how in a capitalist system, value can be created at a far larger magnitude than the expense of the inputs we put into it. And the inputs are those concepts. But just like making a loaf of bread, you don't just throw the ingredients in a bowl and have the valuable acid at the end. You need to learn how to mix those together in the right proportions, and how to apply a catalyst to make it something valuable. And business school teaches us those two things. It teaches us how to apply concepts in unique ways to solve complex problems. But more importantly, it teaches us about that catalyst. And the catalyst is the leadership and decision-making skills that we develop and refine here. And how do we get those? Well, it's through our interactions, whether it be with the professors in the classroom, as we're talking over the complex ideas of today and yesteryear, or whether it be outside the classroom in our groups, our student organizations, or at the varsity club having a beer over at Joe Matthews' house, or over at the Estates of Manor. Those are the times that prepare us for being the leaders of tomorrow, so that as we step into our organizations, whether it be a manufacturing company like mine, where I'm going to try and find efficiencies, or whether it be an innovative company like Apple, who invents products that yesterday we didn't even know we needed, but today are a cornerstone of the way we conduct our business and personal lives. We read an article in Professor Rucci's class, many of us did, called "The Buck Starts and Stops at Business School." And in this, the author, this was published in the Harvard Business Review, the author lays the blame for a lot of the poor decisions that caused the 2008 financial collapse on business schools. He blames them. And after being here, I think those problems are far more complex than just that. But I wasn't here before 2008, so I don't know how programs were trained, or how students were trained. But what I do know is this, that after having gone through this program with all of you over these past 2 years, whenever the next crisis comes along, we'll be the ones who are ready to throw our hats into the ring, to be accountable and to take responsibility for the hard decisions that will lead our organizations through that crisis, or When times are good, because we're going to know how to make decisions not based on profiteering or greed, but that value creation concept will probably mitigate or even prevent those problems from happening altogether. That's what business school is all about. So while we may never be together in the same room again at the same time, we'll be working together throughout the rest of our careers to do that, to create that value for our employees, our customers, our organizations, but most importantly, ourselves, our families, and society. Thank you all very much. Congratulations, fellow classmates. I look forward to working with you in the real world. Thank you.